Hello, everybody. Good morning. Hope you are having a wonderful start to your week. And we will be with you in just a second. We are going to be jumping across a couple different topics today. I'm so excited to be here with you because I think this is going to be a very valuable session no matter what level of business you are at. We are jumping in. I see a lot of people joining us, both local and not local. We'll talk about that in just a second as well. So I'm going to let everybody get on here, and then we are going to go ahead and get right into it. Oh, man, I am pumped. All right. I'm going to turn on my camera to begin. All right, everyone. Well, welcome to Time Boxing. I have a cheesy prop to get us started. Yes, actual boxing gloves over here. If you have not seen what's been going on with some of us at Exit Strategy, we are on a fitness journey. We're on a wealth journey, health and wellness. There's a lot of good things going on in the world. And there are some things that are, they're a little tough right now in this industry. And we know that, we acknowledge that. And so we kind of wanted to get back together and touch on some things that I'm very passionate about in the health and wellness space, in the overall wealth building space, generational wealth, education, all of that good stuff. And so here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen from the top. This is being recorded. So if you are joining us from different places around the country, I know there are some people that are going to be watching this later. What's going to happen is this is not only a recording, this is a part of a series, a 4-part series of business planning right here from our Chicago offices and all around. So let's go ahead and jump right in, though, to where we are at today. So what we're working on today is, of course, time boxing. And so if you are just joining us and you've never heard me speak before, that's great. No worries. We are going to be talking today about getting on the offense with your time. And there's some big strategies around that have been successful for me, and some things that I have learned from experience over time failing forward. So let's get right into these topics. So we've been using time blocking for so long as an industry. We put large undefined prospecting and other activities into hard blocks of time with no clear strategy. It's just kind of like, well, this is my moment to do X, Y, Z, and that's what my day is going to look like. And it's just a hard block of time. You struggle individually with lead generation activities, and there's not really a mastermind around that. You're just basically kind of doing it on your own. And I've noticed a lot of times as I'm starting to coach agents individually, and then even as a group, we're seeing sometimes that you are kind of out there on a limb. You are not using specific techniques to move the needle forward or get advanced levels in terms of your lead conversion. So what we're going to do today is we're going to walk you through some specific steps to overcome that. And so we're going to go through a specific day and time strategy, unlike what you've seen before. And so what we're going to do is we're going to walk you through what those individual days look like by the week. And then we're going to come together as a group and say, okay, well, what can we do every day to move the needle forward? So these next 3 boxes here, and again, we're talking time boxing. We want to go, 50% wider and 50% deeper than where we've been over the past several years. Now, this is, again, part of a 4-session series. This is the last in the 4-session series on business planning for 2024. And what we've been talking about in these 4 sessions is you have to go 50% wider and 50% deeper than you've ever gone before in order to actually be growing your business versus the past. In other words, you got to get into a new element from where you're used to. And so these 3 boxes right here are going to give you a little bit of a preview of what we will be working on day by day. So we have talked as an office, those of us that are at Exit Strategy and are part of the Project X coaching program, we've been talking about Remine farming. We've been talking about that for almost a year now, but we're moving on from just the basics of that into a more advanced level Remine farm. And I'm going to show you something so powerful today. I'm so excited about it. I mean, literally almost levitating out of my seat. We're going to show you how to take it from just talking to people in the raw element of, do you want to buy? Do you want to sell? Here's what's going on in the market, into something bigger and better than we've ever done before. The same strategy will work for expireds, FSBOs. You've got to kind of light up the room in a whole new way, because guess what? The real estate market is what? Balanced and stagnant right now. Prices aren't crashing. Prices are not skyrocketing. You have high interest rates, which is causing low interest levels, correct? So what are we going to do? We have to have specific content to share. And then we've absolutely got to not only go 50% wider in the people that we're just talking to, but we're going to have to go deeper with the people that we're already engaged with. If you're on my social media, you know that this weekend I had a party for a friend of mine. It was a good friend of mine that has been referring me business. And they said, I want to do a little birthday party. And your place is bigger than mine. I don't have the biggest house on the planet by any means, but I've got a place that could be nice for entertaining. And I said, you know what? I'll go ahead and do that with you. And I had so much fun meeting new people, going wider, but then also obviously going deeper with some people that I had in common with my friend. And we got to sit in a room for a couple hours and hang out and have some pizza and actually engage on a deeper level. We're going to talk to you today about what those scripts are going to look like, because guess what? You do have to have a baseline of conversation. So what are our key strategies we're going to be doing to prospect? And this is not just about health, about wealth, but it is about health and wellness too. We want to overall create a better quality of life for ourselves and the people around us. Again, as some of you guys know, I've been on a kind of a wellness journey this year. I'm going to show you a couple ideas later on, as far as things you can share with your friends, with your clients, even with strangers, to kind of build some rapport beyond just real estate. But what are these tools that we need? What costs are there? Guess what? There is $0 and 0 cent cost to everything I'm going to show you today. It is my favorite price, free $99. So let's jump right in. This is what is new. So if you can see my screen, you will know that I have been part of many coaching programs over the years. I'm very thankful for those coaching programs that I've been in. I'm a certified trainer in the Brian Buffini program. I'm a graduate, level 3 graduate, the highest level of the core training, which was just a huge help to me in my real estate business and also in my life. But here's what we know. Again, 50% wider, 50% deeper. None of the existing programs that are out there, I felt, discussed both sides of that coin. And what I mean by that is, if I'm going to go 50% wider, I'm thinking like Tom Ferry and those type of like scripts, cold calling, that's wider, right? Deeper, 50% deeper, that's Buffini, that's core, that's the have mets. So haven't mets, Tom Ferry, Mike Ferry, those type of programs. Mets, 50% deeper, that's the core and the Brian Buffini. What if you combined those programs? That's what I built out for you today. And so let's walk through it. So I'm doing it like this. Mondays, such an easy day. Mondays, this is step 1. Money Mondays, VIPs. Why is Mondays VIPs? Well, let's think about it. In Realtor world, we are probably on Mondays the most tired on Monday versus any other day of the week. Why is that? We've done, hopefully, open houses this weekend. We've done a bunch of showings. We've probably connected with some sellers, because what do we know? Saturdays and Sundays, people are off work. They're kind of moseying around. They have the opportunity to either go look at houses or what? Talk about their existing house. So you're probably on appointments all weekend and hopefully socializing, networking, because again, even though we are now in some ways work from home society, we are still a 9-to-5 society in some other ways. So we know by Monday, you are probably, as a realtor, really kind of burnt out a little bit. We want you to take a breath, And we also want you to, though, turn around and go, guess what? VIPs, that's the easiest day. So it's the day you can take a little bit of a break, but at the same time, you're not off, because VIPs, it's a weekend recap. And what I mean by that is your VIPs are the people that you would invite to, speaking of birthday parties we talked about earlier, invite to your birthday party. They are your core group, your friends, your advocates, those trusted advisors, those raving fans. And if you haven't built that out, it's time to start building out those VIPs. And so you're going to do a weekend recap with that. The weekend recap is just checking in. Did you see that game? Did you watch that show? Maybe you were out with them. Maybe you got a bike ride in with them. It was a beautiful day out. Maybe you were at a sporting event. The weekend recap. So that's what you're going to do with your VIPs on Monday. If you're in my coaching program, you know that I have that saying, a CMA a day keeps brokenness away. Well, guess what? It is right here, a CMA a day every day, because one unsolicited CMA, I recommend, at least in our local board, a cloud CMA or Realtors Property Resources, the other option. Again, if you're joining us and you're not with our office, this may not all make sense to you, but I have a lot of recordings out there on YouTube that will kind of catch you up. But that CMA a day, that unsolicited CMA, that's going to go to anybody. One real CMA, not a market report or market activity report, an area report. No. A one CMA, actual comparative market analysis, or what I'm now calling for you, a property equity report. Okay. And then we're going to do what? We're going to call it Tap That App. Tap that app. What are you going to do? If you're in our office, you may be on our E-team, one of our E-teams. We tell you to make sure to tap that app in the morning to make sure that app is active. And for everybody else, what are you going to do as far as tapping that app? That is going to be HAB, H-A-B. H-A-B, short for habit. Housing anniversaries, announcements, birthdays. You're going to tap that LinkedIn app, that Facebook app. Those are the two apps. People's birthdays. I did hear a little bit of feedback there. If you could go ahead and mute yourself, we'll get questions at the end. We've talked in the past, those of you that are in our coaching program, about LinkedIn celebrations. Even if you're not with us, please download the LinkedIn app, and also know it is on the LinkedIn desktop and laptop version as well. LinkedIn celebrations tells you what? Housing anniversary. Well, it doesn't tell you housing anniversaries because that's strictly for those of us with a proper database. It tells you announcements, work anniversaries, job changes. The big thing is birthdays. And you're not just going to celebrate people's birthdays. You're going to actually put that information into where? Your phone. Your phone is a sponge of information that's going to feed hopefully right into your CRM. So that habit on Money Mondays, VIPs, the weekend recap, that one CMA, you're going to tap that app to get those the housing anniversaries, announcements, and birthdays out of the way. That is your Mondays. Pretty easy, right? Not bad. Not bad at all. Then we're going to shift into Tuesdays. Tuesdays is testimonial and team Tuesdays. Now, what does that mean? Incredible transaction experiences are what I'm focused on Tuesdays. I want you to go to every single one of your current clients that is in a transaction with you. You're going to want to check in with them and say, is there anything else I can do to provide 1000% great service, 5-star service, roll out the red carpet? I want to check in with the rest of our team. Is your lender on point? Is everything going well? Is the appraisal ordered? If you're a seller and your house hasn't, gone under contract yet, hey, we're thinking about doing another open house, or here's the results of the open house this weekend. Here's a market report. What's going on with that existing transaction that's going on right now? So checking in on all those milestones out there. And if you don't have a transaction or several transactions in process, it's time to check in with what? Your team, your vendor team, because you should have a vendor team that is hopefully feeding you some business. Now, they may be a little bit slow too, based on our year that we've had, right? But that's no excuse. Check in with your vendor team. Let's see what new products they have. Let's see if there's a new service they have. We're going to blow your mind in a second talking about this census tract example. You're not going to believe what I have to show you. But that's the type of thing that I got from what? My team, my vendor team. So that's Tuesday. But remember, that's just the start of Tuesday. You're going to do then what? One CMA, you're going to tap that app for the have it. Then there's Wednesday, Health and Wealth Wednesday. This is the new Ford convo. Ford, as we've been taught in some other coaching programs, family, occupation, recreation, dreams. I like that. That's nice. But you know what? I think the way we work at our office, Project X, we are a little bit more health and wealth, personal finance, charity and community. That's our pillars, right, along with real estate. I believe that we are more of a global solution for people, a global conversation. And so depending on, and again, this is one of my themes, red light, yellow light, green light. You've been in my classes, you know what those are. Red light, yellow light, green light. If these people are green light on Wednesdays for Health and Wealth Wednesdays, you're going to be start scheduling them for the weekend. You're going to say, okay, you are a buyer. You are probably going to want to go out this weekend. Great. Let's start getting that stuff booked. So that's a green light Wednesday, because in some of the other themes that we've been in the past, if we're in some of these other coaching programs, we're talking about what? Like that's your follow-up with new and old leads. I think Wednesday, it's health and wealth. It's everybody that is kind of in that lead conversation with you that's not in the current transaction. That is a health and wealth conversation. You're checking in, but it's based on green light, yellow light, red light. If they are a green light active buyer, an active lead, you're talking about what they want to do this weekend with you, right? Yellow light, they're on the fence. Check in with them on something else. Just checking how they're overall doing. That Ford, family, occupation, recreation, dreams conversation is great. Maybe you're going to talk about health and wealth. We have some cool apps that we can show them. Just like an overall global conversation. There's always an event going on at our office that you can tie into. So for example, right now, at the end of this month, we have an event for consumers. It's a vision board event, and it's also a credit strengthening event. So if you text exit strategy events, all one word, exit strategy events, to the number 85377, you are going to see that upcoming event. And as a matter of fact, I'll just show you what it looks like real quick. That is going to be a really great night. And it's nice to check in with people and say, okay, you know what? This is not a today thing as far as going out and looking at houses. We don't always have to be a buy with me, sell with me only conversation. So we are always doing something different in our office that you can lead people into, that's not just real estate. So vision boarding, everybody should have a vision board out there in the world, I believe, especially after what we've gone through the last couple of years. All the different chaos out there in the world. I love vision boards. I truly believe in them. And so we are doing a vision board party. Invite people to this vision board party. It is a wonderful opportunity for people to kind of get out of the house, get into a good mindset for 2024. And so there's always something like that, a health and wellness, charity and community, personal finance, or real estate conversation going on out there for our friends of all different mindsets and different positions in life. So again, red light, yellow light, green light. Well, guess what? If they're a yellow light, maybe you're going to do that conversation about going to our vision board party or whatever the event of the month is. So that's strategically why we do what we call leveraged events. That is what you can put them into a conversation with you on. The other piece of this is what is out there that somebody is currently a red light. What can you do to either change that light or make them just kind of know that you have something, even if it's not for them, it's for someone else around them. This is what I believe my job is as your coach if you are with our office. I'm always digging and finding something. I mentioned to you on Tuesdays, Testimony on Team Tuesdays, I'm always digging with my vendors for something new. Well, there is a new program out that it is based on census tract in Cook County. And what it says is if there is, so see this map here, these are census tracts. Now, if you're at our office, you will be receiving, actually, you already have it in the coaching blog. You got it yesterday. You have a link to a census tract map from the U.S. government. And so there is one lender, one bank that said, we want to do something special in minority tracts. And what is a minority tract? It is at least 50% in that tract minority. And they said, we want to lend in special incentives to people either that live in that census tract, or are planning on buying in that census tract. So either you live in that census tract currently, or you want to buy a property in that census tract. So for somebody that says now they're a red light, they say to you, I don't want to buy right now. These interest rates are terrible. Guess what? What if I told you there was a program that gave you a 6.5% interest rate? Yes, a 6.5% interest rate without any points paid by the seller or by you as the buyer. 6.5% interest rate, minimum 580 credit score. Yes, I said 580 credit score, and a 3% down loan with no private mortgage insurance, no PMI. Do you think that might turn some red lights into green lights or yellow lights? I bet so, correct? How do you do this? So you go into this census tract map and you put in any particular address. Now, the problem is, and me being a student of the business, when I got this information, I said, well, where is the map of all these census tracts that are at least 50% minority? And the nice man that showed me this goes, well, there isn't one. And I said, well, then I'm going to need to, in the middle of the night, create a spreadsheet, type all this stuff out, and spend thousands of hours on this. Well, guess what? I'm about halfway through it. I've already got it for most of Cook County, because that's what I like to do. If I draw this map out, you notice it's not colored or shaded in any way that would tell you what is the actual census tracts that are at least 50% minority. But I now have the statistics, so you can scroll and search for the specific census tracts and then determine the ones that are at least 50% minority. This is how drilled down this is. So look at this. See the little red dot right there? That's a listing of mine. 1645 West Ogden. If I go directly to the east, to the census tract 8331, guess what's in that census tract? 8331. The minority tract population in 8331, just east of Ashland, in where? West Loop. 37% minority. Does that qualify for this amazing incentive? No, it does not. Most everything else around there, no, it does not. I looked all up and down in the Loop, the West Loop, Lincoln Park, Lakeview. But being a student of the business and so fired up about this amazing loan product, I said, what about 8381? Because I'm going to go through each one individually. 8381, right where my listing is. So that little box, this is about 8 blocks by 8 blocks. It's a tiny little tract, minority tract, 70.57% minority. So what does that give me? That gives me 3% down, 580 credit score, no PMI, 6.5% interest rate. If I either what? Live in that tract and want to buy anywhere in Cook County, because I currently live in that tract. Wow. So what should I do, guys, on Wednesdays and moving into Thursdays in my time boxing? I should probably be farming that neighborhood. We're going to talk about farming in just a second. I should be farming the neighborhood, that specific block, that tract. And then also, I should be telling everybody else that's around the world, you want to buy in that tract, any of the listings in that tract. For those of you in my office, wouldn't that be great if you just had that right next to your Zen list? These are the tracts. Guys, I'm sorry. I think that's Aaron. Could you please mute yourself? Thank you. We got a little bit of feedback on it. Thank you. All right. So that is turning red lights into green lights. That census tract information. There's only one lender doing that program. If you're at our office, you have that information. So now what are we going to do? Let's get back into our examples here. So I'm going to go into that by theme day. So that Thursday, Traction Thursdays, reinforcing your value to past clients, reinforcing your value to past clients on Thursdays. How is that going to look? Now, if you're newer, remember, you may not have past clients yet, but guess what? You can talk to everybody else that's already out there that's in your database or that you're trying to meet, have mets and haven't mets, 50% wider, 50% deeper. We have some really amazing tools for people. The Move Concierge, which is a lifetime portal. Tax appeals. Shouldn't you be talking to all your past clients? And if you're not filled with past clients, shouldn't you be talking to people that own property about the potential to appeal their taxes? You've got that tax appeal portal. Zenlist, finding all the data in Zenlist that's helpful to people that are already looking to buy property and want to find the off-market private listing, preview listings. Zenlist is the only tool that does that, in addition to finding out all the statistics in the area for rent and for sale, residential, commercial, and so forth. All of our events, send that out to all your past clients. Testimonials, pass on the testimonials, but also get testimonials. Thursdays where you build traction around your business. And then last but not least, Fridays, Farming Fridays. That is where you're going to build relationships in your neighborhood businesses. You're going to talk to chambers of commerce. You're going to talk to the staff at different bars, restaurants, retail locations. You're going to go to your businesses that you patronize, such as your dentist, your accountant, your insurance agent. You're going to start building that list of people, those neighborhood businesses. You're going to farm them. You're going to farm the area in general. You're going to farm the residences. That is when you start to build more of these relationships with these have-not mets. And guess what else? Why do I have in parentheses right next to that Freedom Fridays? What is Freedom Fridays? If you've already got enough business from using all this over and over again, Monday through Thursday, I wanted to throw something in there, throw a bone to those of you that are really trying to kind of, I don't want to say exit strategy the business, but you are kind of in that mode where you're like, hey, I'm capped out. Maybe if you're in our system, you've capped out, you're hitting 100% GCI. You've got a team around you. You're getting those 10% residual bonuses. Maybe you then say, okay, I'm going to let my team do the work for this coming weekend. I'm going to have Freedom Fridays. I get to do what I want. I'm going to go do something else. I'm going to take a flight down to Miami or Jamaica. I know Shay's on here with us today. She's wherever you guys want to go. You can go away for the weekend because you've done all this work Monday through Thursday, and you've got that Friday off then. You don't need to farm maybe. But for the rest of us that are hungry for new business, that want to continue to build, we're going to do that farming ourselves. We're not going to leave that to our team. We're not going to delegate out those open houses. We're going to do them ourselves because we want to start building those other people into new relationships so that eventually those people become what? They become our VIPs. Because, if you're not building new people in your database is slowly dying. It's actually shrinking. It's actually shrinking day by day. So what I want you to start doing with me is I want you to start tracking. We have this saying that I have at our office. If you're not tracking, you're slacking. You know that. That saying that I've got that drives some people nuts. But I really mean it, because if you are not tracking your business, if you are not tracking your health and wellness, if you're not tracking your money, what are we doing? You're slacking. So this is not rocket science. This is not rocket science. This is simply saying to you guys, we need to box an hour or two a day off. I think it's 2 hours. I really do. I think it's 2 hours. An hour or two a day off to do this, to start building out the next level of our business. And you've got these themes to it. But you've got to think outside the box and do things like this census tract exercise. Like what? Like that CMA a day. You've got to start tapping that out. You've got to get those housing anniversaries, those announcements, those birthdays into your CRM. You got to get some more testimonials. But how do you do that? You do that through following a checklist and making sure you're providing A++ service. So This is not groundbreaking stuff, but I do believe you can absolutely achieve more by working a little bit of a combination of smarter and harder. Now, I want to show you a couple more things real quick. And this is the first time I've done this way. Let's see if this works. So I'm going to go ahead and move into a new screen share. Watch out. Let's see if this works. So I'm going to go into a new screen share. It is going to be not of my desktop. It's going to be my iPhone. And so I am going to now be screen mirroring. Get ready. This is going to be dangerous. It's the first time I'm doing it. It's the new Zoom technology. So we'll see if it works. And so once we're in here, we should be able to then see my actual cell phone. There we are. Oh, wow. Scary, right? And so there's going to be a time when I ask you to do what? To track, not slack, in all areas of your life. Now, some of you already are doing this with me. If you are watching this later and you don't know me from Adam, I would still love to do this with you. I use the Apple Fitness app to track my fitness, and I also do this with whoever wants to be engaged with me. So this morning, I already saw that Shaughnessy, she had a long walk this morning. She saw that I had a long bike ride this morning. You can see that right there. I love to do a little bit of health and wellness every morning, and I love to do it with other people. That doesn't mean that we have to be in the same room. We have to be in the same state even. But I like to go ahead and I like to share. And so how do you do that? Well, if you are in the Apple Fitness app, go to the bottom right-hand side. I'm on my cell phone now. And see that sharing piece? And you're going to click on in the top right-hand side. You're going to add whoever you want. You're going to add whoever you want on there. And so I would love for you to add me. My cell phone number is 312-493-0920. Again, that's 312-493-0920. I do this with my clients. I do it with my friends. I believe that health and wellness, personal finance, charity and community, and of course, real estate, we should be sharing in the good, the bad, the hard stuff, all of it. So I love that app. That is a great app to work with. Another thing that I do is I am big into tracking what the heck I'm doing. So I've got a thing called Sleep Cycle. If you guys don't already have Sleep Cycle, it is a great way to, guess what? Have a journal of what goes on in your sleep. I am an open book, folks. This was my sleep last night. I went to bed a little bit after midnight. I woke up this morning at 5:30. I was in bed for 5 hours, 51 minutes. I believe that sleeping is so important to your overall health and wellness. Where did I get that from? I got it from one of my VIPs. I got it from a friend of mine. I truly believe in that. Life Cycle, another big app. Life Cycle. The Life Cycle app tells you where the heck you've been. So there I am today. I was asleep for 5.5 hours. I was on my bike for 1 hour and 2 minutes, and I've been at home 3 hours. And then I'm going to walk a block to my Clark Street office and be with some of our agents and continue my power hour after this. I love to show people what I'm doing to build and then share and see what they have that we can do together. So it's not just about money. It is not just about real estate. It truly is not. It is about all of this stuff. If you guys are truly passionate about your health and wellness journey and your time boxing, I believe that part of that has to include that personal time for you, that visualization. We call it SAVERS, SAVERS. That's part of the Miracle Morning routine. And part of that is a moment where you check in with yourself and you do visualization. You do some sort of health and wellness activity. Doesn't have to be a bike ride, doesn't have to be a marathon run, but I weigh myself every morning. I don't obsess over it like I used to because that's not healthy. But I believe in being accountable in every area of your life. So this is the next thing I want to show you. This is my weight trends, guys. I'm an open book. I hit a real dark point last year in November, and you know what? It was a bad time. I was, really getting up there in my weight. I was depressed. This market depressed me, and here we are now. I'm at the lowest weight that I have been in a long, long time. I'm very proud of that, and I want to share how I did that with time boxing, with working smarter and harder. And so, these things like this Renfro scale, it's nice to be able to track what you're doing out there in every aspect of your life. If you are a part of Exit Strategy Realty and actually any exit office, you have another beautiful thing. It is called the Exit Realty Connect app, the Exit Realty Connect app. And I believe that everybody out there should have some sort of tracking activity on what they're doing in their prospecting, that they are tracking how many things they're sending out to other people, like the Exit digital presentations. If you are not at Exit, I know you're not going to know what that is, but that's okay. You'll probably have something hopefully similar for you guys. I want you as an agent to be tracking what? How many quick leads you're sending out. That is your mobile business card. Potential seller, they're going to getting your digital presentation. Potential buyer, digital presentation. All of that stuff. Are you sending out your My Smart sign? Are you sending out your mobile business card? All of that. I want you to be tracking all that, and I can track that with you. It is such a powerful little app. And I have to tell you, if you are out there and you are not part of Exit, but you want to get just a little taste of what we are about as a company, and even if you are at Exit, you may have forgotten, we have an app called Prompter. And so Prompter, Prompter, Prompter is an amazing app that will help you do what? Help you visualize and start creating affirmations so that you can actually go out there and be a more happy, productive, healthy, contributing member to society. I am not going to preach to you today on what time of the day you should be up or what time of the day that you should be out and about. But I will tell you this much. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my screen share, and I'm going to turn it back just to a camera with me so you guys get stuck looking at me for the last minute or two here. I just believe that you guys, if you are out there and trying to better yourself right now, you owe it to yourself to be accountable to others, have other people accountable to you, create a mastermind around that. If you are with our office, you know that I believe in getting up early and I believe in getting out early and really stretching the day as long as you can. But whatever that day looks like to you, you just have to box that time a little bit. You owe it to yourself to be a little bit on the offense, especially in the world that we live in now. I believe that you have to protect your time. You have to protect your peace in order to gain some prosperity in order to gain health and wellness. So I really appreciate you guys today being here. This is, again, the last in a 4-part series. I did see that one of you guys asked a great question, which was, is the fitness app just iPhone? The Apple Fitness app is an Apple app, so it is for the iPhone. So you Android friends, you have your own app out there. Another great app is the Peloton app. I have a free 60-day trial for that if you guys want to use that. I don't care what app you use. Honestly, I do not. So there's Fitbits, there's all different kinds of cool stuff. And honestly, it's just about creating a mindset shift where you control a little bit more of your time a day. Give yourself some grace if you fall off. Going back to that weight example, I had a really rough winter. I got in a funk. You will get in a funk. Look at the other people that are on this call today that are around you at our office. If you're with us, get in touch, get in tune. I'm here to help you. And I'm looking forward to being in person with you. If you are in any of our offices this week, you will have all 4 of our locations. We will have business planning sessions this week. Looking forward to seeing you there. Thank you so much for being here today. Have a great balance of your Monday. Bye-bye.